Who was the first African American to win an Olympic gold medal? Is it A. Michael Johnson, B. John Taylor, C. Debbie Thomas, or D. Jesse Owens? The correct answer is B. John Taylor. John Taylor was born in Washington, D.C. to former slaves. Taylor was a member of the gold medal-winning 400-meter relay team at the 1908 Summer Olympics in London, running the third leg. Taylor died of typhoid fever only 5 months after returning.
Soda is one of the more popular refreshment choices for high scores, and while the taste can be good, the effect on your body can be understated. Claudia Yates shows us all the ways that a little caffeine can have a big effect on your body later on in the show.
Bullying plagues high schools every year, with every 1 in 4 students reporting to being bullied. Each year, these numbers increase and put students at risk for anxiety and depression. As Elizabeth Kirsch reports, bullying goes far past the classroom.
And Abby Smith will run us through both soccer games against R.L. Turner, as well as recap the state wrestling tournament.
Eagle Nation News starts right now.
Good morning, Prosper High School. Today is Monday, February 27th. I'm Brandon Bonaparte.
And I'm Sola Cantai. Here are today's top stories. Last night, the 89th Academy Awards took place in Hollywood, California. Some of the winners of the night were Mahershala Ali, Viola Davis, and Emma Stone. And it was Moonlight, Not La La Land, who took home the award for Best Picture.
Darren Snyder, the wrestling coach here at PHS, had an eventful weekend. Along with coaching the Prosper wrestling team in the state tournament, Coach Snyder was also inducted into the Wrestling Coach Hall of Fame, making it 2 Prosper coaches that have been elected into the Hall of Fame of their respected sports this year.
This past Saturday was the 3rd annual Sadie Hawkins Dance hosted here at Prosper High School. The Western theme was interpreted in different ways. There was a photo booth, snacks, and even a 2-step instructor.
Bullying. It comes in many shapes and forms. No matter what way it is expressed in, it can still harmfully impact a student's life. Elizabeth Kirsch reports on the misconceptions of bullying and what students should do if ever in that situation.
Bullying is an unwanted and unnecessary behavior that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. It can be identified by actions such as making threats, mean-spirited gossip, attacking someone physically or verbally, or purposely excluding someone from a group.
Bullying, I would say, is anytime that somebody has an advantage over somebody weaker than them. And it's when these bullies use their advantage to overpower their victim. There are many types, I would think, because you think of the quote-unquote smaller things like, oh, I just made fun of somebody, all the way up to physical abuse and attacks. But I would say the most common ones here at Prosper would be verbal bullying. Cyberbullying is a big one. Because you don't have the added component of face-to-face communication. It's all behind the scenes.
When bullying is a serious problem, school-based bullying prevention programs can help to decrease it by up to 25%.
For the no bully zone for Prosper ISD, if you want to file a complaint or that you've noticed bullying, they've made it super easy. There's a Google form that you go in there and you fill out, and you can keep it anonymous if you choose, and you can give them specifics, dates, what occurred, who was involved, submit, and then whoever it gets sent to handles it, and you don't even have to put your name on there if you don't want to. Just let somebody of authority know what's going on with details, the person's name, what happened, when it happened, what happened exactly. And they really stress to not fear repercussions of filing a complaint. Like, oh, well, if I complain or if I tell somebody, that's just gonna make it worse and they're gonna bully me 10 times more. But one thing that Prosper really pushes is safety in that aspect. Bullying is a very serious thing that is not to be underestimated or to be taken lightly, and it can lead to all sorts of problems.
For Eagle Nation News, I'm Elizabeth Kirsch.
After this commercial break, Claudia Yates will show us all the ways that caffeine has effect on the human body.
Luminaries for Relay for Life are on sale in all lunches with a $10 minimum donation fee. All students interested in trying out for the 2017-2018 Prosper High School cheer team as a cheerleader or mascot need to apply by March 14th at 4 p.m. If you have any questions, please contact Coach Brantley. Current sophomores and juniors interested in becoming a mentor for the next school year should pick up an application in the AP office. Applications are due no later than Friday, March 3rd in the AP office.
The FDA recommends up to 100 milligrams of caffeine per day for teens, although a single cup of coffee holds between 100 and 200 milligrams itself. Caffeine intake has increased over the years, but the effects on the human body have remained the same. As Claudia Yates reports, caffeine could be more dangerous than meets the eye.
Caffeine is sold in many shapes, sizes, flavors, temperatures, and is so addictive that people replace their water intake with it.
In today's culture, coffee has become an addiction and people rely on their caffeine. Yet, people caffeinate more than they hydrate, which has led to many problems.
Caffeine is, in short, a naturally occurring compound that's found in tea leaves and coffee beans. It's also chemically compounded and added to sports drinks and energy drinks. Moderate consumption of caffeine typically will escalate energy level and mood, but that's a temporary effect, of course. Larger doses of caffeine could contribute to anxiety, irritability, rapid heartbeat, even alterations in calcium metabolism, and contribute to high blood pressure as well. A lot of caffeinated beverages these days contain a lot of added sugar and a lot of added fat. Added sugar and added fat, of course, contribute added calories, and if you're trying to maintain that healthy weight, that may interfere with that. If you don't stay hydrated, you're not going to perform mentally and physically 100%. Water is essential for life. Caffeine is not essential for life. While caffeine may give us that temporary high that we feel or that escalation in our energy and mood, the water is going to give us more long-term effects.
Caffeine does not have the same effects on your body and contain the required nutrients that water does, so it's always important to stay hydrated. With Eagle Nation News, I'm Claudia Yates.
Let's kick it to Ethan Burden with your daily social media update.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ethan Burden. I am back once again with your daily dose of social media, and I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. We'll start off your Monday with something a bit amusing yet interesting as well. The Nokia is making its return. The reintroduced Nokia 3310 comes with Snake Game, the Nokia ringtone, 1 month standby time, and a 2MP camera, and only costs around $50. It seems pretty cool, but I think I'll stick to my iPhone. Now, like I said, not too long ago, I'm going to be bringing back weekly tags, but with a few changes due to the new schedule. But we did make it back to Wednesday's weekly tag. Tweet at us using the hashtag ProsperProud and send us pictures of anything Prosper to show off your pride. And your picture could possibly be featured on the show Wednesday. With that in mind, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Eagle Nation News and turn on our post notifications, because later today I will be running a poll which will be featured on the show Wednesday as well. That's going to do it for today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Ethan Burden. Today is National Polar Bear Day, and we only have this last week until spring break.
After this commercial break, Hannah Dennis is in studio with your 3-day weather forecast.
Welcome back, Eagle Nation. We have a couple of chances this week for getting rain and being in the 80s once again. We also have another cold front coming in, but it doesn't look like we'll see the 50s that much. Moving on to the 3-day forecast, today the high reaches 78 and there is a 30% chance of rain. The winds will be fairly strong with them reaching 10 to 20 miles per hour. It may not feel too great outside considering the humidity will be pretty high, but don't worry, that humidity will go down after tomorrow. Tomorrow the high reaches 82 and there is a 30% chance of rain throughout the day and overnight. We also have a chance of thunderstorms. The wind should be the same, with them being 10 to 20 miles per hour. Overnight, we will have a cold front move in and take effect Wednesday morning. Wednesday, the high reaches 64 and there is no chance of rain. The humidity will be going down, which will make the air feel not as heavy. Once again, the winds are around the same, with them reaching 10 to 20 miles per hour. It will be mostly cloudy, so the temperature may feel cooler than expected. Looking towards the rest of the week and weekend, it looks like we will slowly warm back up into the high 70s by Sunday, and our next chance of rain will be also on Sunday. I'm Han Dennis, and we should be around the normal temperatures by Friday.
After this commercial break, Abby Smith has your sports update.
NHS will have a mandatory meeting on Thursday, March 2nd at 7:50 or 3:50 in Miss Stevens' room. Please make arrangements to attend either before or after school. Boys volleyball practice begins today after school. Practice will be Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday throughout the spring. Anyone interested in playing or who just wants to learn new skills should attend. Pi Day pre-orders will be taken in all 4 lunches next Thursday and Friday for $1. Vote for your favorite teacher to get pied.
Brandon, both the guys and girls varsity soccer teams took on R.L. Turner this past weekend, with the girls team continuing their undefeated win streak.
And as Mr. Wright stated, we had 3 people placed in the state wrestling tournament. Here to recap those 3 events is Abby Smith. Abby?
Thank you, Brandon. I'm Abby Smith. The wrestling teams competed in the state tournament in Houston last weekend. Alyssa Alvarez placed 3rd, James Wujek placed 4th, and Tommy Flaherty placed 5th. Congratulations to the wrestling team on a great season, and to the seniors Tish Kama, Alyssa Hall, and Chloe Worthington for their last season as an Eagle. Boys and girls soccer were in action on Friday against R.L. Turner. The girls traveled to Carrollton to beat the Lions 8-1 to keep their record of flawless 19-0. While the girls defended their district title, the boys played the #1 ranked team in the district. The last time the boys played the R.L. Turner Lions, they dropped the game 8-1, so they looked to redeem themselves on Friday night.
The Prosper Eagles faced off against the R.L. Turner Lions, looking for justice after their previous 8-1 loss to the Lions. As the first half ended, the score remained 0-0. In the second half, Jovanette passed to Alex Vardabedian, with Vardabedian finishing it into the net for the first goal of the game. Freshman Alex Vardabedian scored a hat trick, with all 3 goals coming from him to conclude the game and win over the Lions with a score of 3-0. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Reese Ranzer.
Both teams will be in action against McKinney North Tuesday. The girls will play at home at 7 o'clock for their senior night, and the boys will travel to play in McKinney at 7 o'clock. The softball team was also in action at the Allen tournament and went undefeated for the weekend, moving their record to 8-2. They will play again at home Tuesday night against Plano Senior High. First pitch is at 7 o'clock. Well, that's all I have for you today for Eagle Nation Sports. I'm Abby Smith. Let's see what they have for us back at the desk.
Thank you, Abby. Now here's one final announcement. If you are a senior and you have been here since kindergarten and you never withdrawn for any amount of time, please meet in the cafeteria at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday, March 1st for a group picture.
Well, that's all we have for you today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Sola Cantai.
And I'm Brandon Bonaparte. Live long and prosper.